Right, this is the Public Art Advisory Committee, Monday, November 17th, 2025 at 5:15 p.m. This is a hybrid meeting. The public may join us at Brisbane Annex City Hall, Annex Conference Room, 25 Park Place in Brisbane, or may join via Zoom. We don't have any special requests, so
Should we do the roll call?
Chair Glassman,
Here.
Vice Chair Sewell, hopefully he's on his way. Councilmember Davis.
Here.
Councilmember O'Connell is absent. Park and Recreation Commissioner Sims.
Here.
Committee Member Kelsa.
Here.
Committee Member Salmon.
Here. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Are there any changes, comments, or anything for the minutes from last meeting?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Minutes. All right, we'll move on to the first discussion item, which is our overview of the economic vitality and how public art can be integrated into this.
How's everyone tonight?
Okay.
Thank you.
Most of you know me, some of you may not. I'm Mitch Full. I am our Economic Vitality Officer for the city. And we used to call it economic development. And I'm here to tell you kind of what we're doing. We're rolling out a new concept. We're moved from economic development to economic vitality for a simple reason. When you hear the word development, you think of two things. They're going to pave over something and build something, or some developers are coming to town to buy us off, or we're going to take down things we like and put up things we don't like. And in some ways, that's what development has been in the past. We don't see it that way. We see it more like economic vitality. And where I see that going is we're trying to integrate the companies here in Brisbane, the citizens in Brisbane, and the staff in Brisbane into a cohesive economic engine. We depend on our companies to bring in revenue. Our companies depend on our citizens to buy stuff. Most of us don't know what's in Crocker Park. They may drive by the signs, but they don't know much about those businesses or Sierra Point. They know the businesses down on Visitation. And vice versa, most of the businesses drive in, go to work, leave, go home. They don't know much about the city. So our role now is to try to integrate them all, because this city is small enough where really it can be much more homogenized with everybody working for common goals. And that's what we're trying to do. So the city manager and I have been out visiting businesses. And our businesses are key. Our chamber's good with them. We know them through the chamber, but how do we reach out to them and make them feel a part? The Crocker businesses all sit on the trail. Okay. I'd like to get them to start working on maintaining the trail, improving the trail. And this is where I would think public art can have a place in this. We think public art can be represented in Crocker Park, at Sierra Point, downtown, Visitation, and we're open to ideas and just trying to excite everybody in what we're doing. We're working with the manager / owner of the shopping center, and that has been an ongoing, frustrating, difficult discussion for 5 years. We've made some headway. I'm hoping to see a couple more restaurants by the first quarter of next year. And there's a lot of work to be done there. I mean, it's a blight. We need to lean on them. Unfortunately, when the owner lives in Hong Kong, there's not a whole lot I can twist his arm on. However, we are making some small inroads. So basically, I'm going to give you a little handout to tell you a little bit about Evo and give you my business card. And really, I think there's things we can do to make art throughout the city better and try to have more of a business involvement through funding, through excitement about it. Because there's lots of things you do that is wonderful. But if no one knows about it, what are we doing? The stairs on they're great. The stairs, wonderful. How many people that work in Visitation, work in Sierra Point are ever going to see those stairs?
Yeah.
They're not. But we need to broadcast it to them that this is this great art project. Same thing. We have people in Sierra Point that people downtown never go out to. So I would like to try to, strange as it may seem, integrate all of this into a holistic type of environment. That's my goal. Now, I'm part-time. I work 2 days a week, but we have to start somewhere, and we've made some successes, and I think we're going to continue to. Mostly the dialogue with our businesses has been very, very positive. I think they want to do more. I think they want to have more volunteer opportunities. I'd like to see maybe we do more murals down the road on certain buildings. Maybe we have standalone art. Madison and I have talked about maybe doing a spring art show on Visitation. I don't know. We're looking at anything and everything to try to bring art into the forefront. Okay, so that's my whole presentation. You pass these out and cards as well. So I'm open to ideas. I'm open to whatever you guys want to talk about later, and let us know what you think. We're really all in this together, and city staff is really committed to the outreach and the input. So, any questions?
I have one question,
Sure.
just a real quick one. It has nothing to do with public arts at all. But you said volunteering, that businesses want to volunteer. And I was thinking it'd be great if there was a partnership on the trail that goes around
Mhm.
where the businesses and volunteer to pick up all the garbage that's
Mhm.
caught against the fence.
Mhm.
That's would be a nice public
Well,
arts.
those are
situation.
types of things we're talking to them about.
And code enforcement.
You know,
I'm just-
and
If it's on their property, they're responsible.
And if you drive on Bay Shore, you'll see a sign that says, this sort of section of road adopted by somebody.
Yeah.
Right, or a business or a person. Maybe we do the same thing for the trail someday.
I just thought. since
Yeah,
we
oh,
were
I
talking
agree with
about
you.
volunteers.
I agree with you. So many things we do in the city are on the weekends where these people aren't here. So I mean, how do we integrate them during the week? Maybe we have some a Crocker Park social where we get them to the community park on like a Wednesday afternoon or something when the weather's nice. So I mean, those are the kinds of things we're talking about to try to get some interest in what we're doing from the businesses that don't live here.
How receptive are you finding? I know that you're just starting to do this, but how receptive are you finding businesses?
It's been great. I expected, I expected probably, yeah, we hear you, yeah, there's a nodding, they agree, but they don't hear you. They've been great. They've been interactive. They've called us with questions after the fact. So they were listening to what we had to say. And we're also there to tell them, what can the city do to help your business? I mean, we succeed when they succeed, and that's really the truth. If we can make their life a little easier to do business, then we want to hear what, and they're doing business every day. We don't hear from them unless there's usually a huge problem. I don't want it to get to be a huge problem. I want to hear from them all the time.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it's in the master plan, in our public art master plan that the Crocker Trail is one of the areas where we want to develop work. And we've talked about, that what faces the trail from the businesses as well.
Mhm.
Those buildings are just like perfect for murals and for,
Absolutely.
and along the trail and things like that, where we've got the thing that we're doing right now with the art benches that we're
Mhm.
doing in a couple of places, but also like that would be great along the trail too. And then, there's like those kinds of things. Yeah.
We could do sculpture or, kinetic art installations. There's lots of things we can do.
And do you remember how, like where in the master plan, thinking about Crocker Park was?
Where
Was it like a one?
placement of art?
No, was it like a 1 to 2 or was it a 3 to 5?
I think we said next fiscal year
Okay.
that we would start exploring it.
Okay, so that was.
Yeah,
so
it's
that would
timely.
be- Yeah, that is timely,
Mhm.
because that fits right in with
But
what we were.
so I mean, we're open to any, there's not a bad idea.
I
There's
think
just not-
especially like when it comes to murals, there has to be some kind of agreement
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely.
between the,
Yeah, and the long-term upkeep of them, but.
and like,
I think part of the reason that was slated for the next fiscal year is because slated for this fiscal year is for the committee to have a conversation about public art on private property and
Right.
developing a
Yeah.
policy around that.
Right.
And the buildings are private, unfortunately.
Mhm.
However, some people would probably be very open to doing murals.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had discussion with the shopping center. And well, that could work, because, I mean, anything that faces Bayshore right now is pretty ugly. All right, how can we improve it? So we're thinking out of the box, what can we do?
Because we've also had discussions about putting something as like the entrance to the town over there
Yeah,
as well, which would be something that would have an impact with the.
speaking of entrance to the town, I had a brainstorm today driving over here. The big concrete things on Valley that say Crocker Industrial Park. Okay, why couldn't they say welcome to Brisbane instead? Because we own them. And everybody knows Crocker Industrial Park's Crocker Industrial, but we don't need to say, hey, this is Crocker Industrial Park. Maybe we could repurpose those and do something else with them. Like a welcome to Brisbane or a mural, or it'd be a perfect place where we own them.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's just those kinds of things are things I think the business community can get involved with. And, as far as volunteers, whether it be cleaning the trail, whether it be painting a bench, I mean, you've done fire hydrants for years. I mean, there's getting them here on the weekends is hard, but getting them during the week, maybe we can make some traction there. But again, I'm open to any and all ideas. So thanks for hearing me out tonight.
Great, thank you for coming.
And I look forward to working with you guys.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Questions here, and then I'd like to ask if the public would have any questions or comments?
We came for public comment that we thought was gonna be a standalone item. Can we hijack this discussion when it's time for public comment
Yeah.
for this? Okay, we'll do that. Thank you. You guys, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other things for Mitch at this time?
I think, I mean, I would guess just next steps would be for us in 2026 to kind of start talking about what parameters we want to put around a kind of improving private property with public funds.
I think that's
So to
on the
speak.
agenda.
And then, well, I know we want to talk
Yeah.
about it, but I guess for, for the next steps with Mitch, once we get that
Mhm.
ironed out, then we can bring Mitch in.
Yeah.
Are we foreseeing, like, if we wanted to do something for Crocker that, like, I think this is something 9.Arts brought up, that we would get a curator for a project of that size, or we would have a master plan specifically for that
Possibly, if you're
project?
gonna,
And
if you're gonna do art in multiple locations, it's good to look at it more broadly versus individual pieces of art throughout that corridor.
And that might be something that we want, and even as we're thinking about benches, if we're talking about a broad program here, before, I don't know if it makes sense before we start doing full steam ahead on benches, if we want to think, holistically about this whole area being, thinking about it all at once instead of murals and then benches and then just thinking about it holistically. So that might be something we also want to talk about, like getting that underway and planning for that, and if what the timing on that, what makes sense given everything we have, other things we have going on.
Yeah.
And then bringing, Mitch back in once we have a program or an
Good
idea.
Yeah, because we can then go out to the businesses and say, here we have some ideas. Where can you help us with this?
And then it may be good, at that point to have a meeting that brings together some business owners and this committee or representatives from this committee to start talking about, where the comfort level of the businesses are and what their thoughts are, depending on how collaborative we want to be, so.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is this your public comment?
Yeah, don't run. And we're here as members of the public, but we're also members of the Open Space and Ecology Committee. And so we came to engage with the Public Arts Committee because we are trying to help protect the Crocker frog habitat. And so I didn't want you to run away because it seemed like you should be a part of that discussion. Yes.
Yeah.
So the city owns most of that the frog habitat. But there is a private owner of one of the critical spots for the frog's livelihood. And they repeatedly hire people who do yard maintenance, who cut down parts that should not be cut down. And the city is engaged with the landowner multiple times, and it sounds like things are going to get better, and they don't. And so we thought that maybe if we could do something to that space that helps the landscapers understand how critical the vegetation in that ditch is, and mind you, it's a cement ditch. It
Yeah,
doesn't look
that's
like
the
it
big
should be
channel
as pretty.
that goes to the tunnel.
So
Yeah.
we're here not with an idea or with a plan or with a direction, but we're here to see if you guys would be interested in setting up a subcommittee or having some, between committee discussions in order to think about signage and benches. And mind you, the signage could even go on the public property, so it gets around those private ideas, though a big frog mural on the side of that building would be awesome. So
Activism through water.
Yeah.
yes,
So, yeah, so right now we can't do anything because it's in legal's hands. So you guys probably know Paul Buscal, but he's done a lot of work in that area. And we've had Frog Habitat Day where we probably had around 40 people from town, all over actually, come and help clean up the channel and pull weeds and plant. So we thought we were, going in the right direction. And then the channel got decimated. I mean, there wasn't an ounce of green left in the channel. And the frogs they're mating, and tadpoles are supposed to be coming out pretty soon. And they use that channel for that. So
Why is it brown? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
They cut it all out.
They
Yeah.
cut it off.
yeah, there's nothing there. And yeah,
They being,
the owners had someone come out and landscape and not landscape, but just clear it out. And there was a verbal agreement that they wouldn't touch it. Because we had a verbal agreement that we would do quarterly cleanups, because now we have this big frog habitat community. That's why we do it. So anyway, there was some complaints made, and now there's discussion of who really owns that channel. I don't know, but it's under legal.
We're still trying to.
We're trying to figure it out. So,
right.
Do you know where the old train tunnel is with all the?
yeah, it's just on the I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, Cypress.
I do feel though that in all, realistically, if you get hired a contract, if you're getting hired as a caterer and your client is saying, come in and clear all this out.
Yeah.
You're not gonna, I don't know how powerful an art piece would be to get out there and be like,
We're saying is once you're out, owns wetlands, and we combine that to its natural habitat.
I think this committee, once everything is figured out everywhere there, as well as the trail, as well as the steps.
Yeah.
The public art wants to have public art in the space. So that's the question.
That's what we want.
We want you to know, that's
Yeah,
always
thank
been the intention. of
bring
the public art,
awareness.
To bring awareness, whether it's the front of town.
Yeah,
But all of these things, it seems as though a lot of the things we're doing and we're discussing are in flux, like where was at one point in time, they didn't know where the front of town was gonna be.
yeah.
And then at one point in time, we don't know where the trail's going and we don't. So all of these things are there, but we're just like with this example here. Until we get we understand what we can do.
Yeah.
But in terms of the intent and the goal, so the book, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we're
Yes,
That's why we were
absolutely.
hoping to hear.
And so I think what we've really been thinking about too is, educational signage, but you know, that
Yeah,
make public art, just make those really kind of engaging.
that is an element of like our master plan, right? One of the things like in navigation and informing
Yeah.
information and
Places to say that we.
yeah, exactly. That's like
Yeah,
the tenets of our master plan.
I mean, I think if there was a sign out there, it would have been left alone, but, yeah.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
have been.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last service generally don't need signs. They said, well, this is what we're paid to do. We're gonna do this.
But I think though, if you have enough public outreach,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
moves the needle, right?
Yeah.
And people who are, if you're walking that trail every day and know what's there, you may be able to call attention to some activity that shouldn't be happening quicker.
Yeah.
And then, the city can step in, maybe, right, depending on who owns it, but that's how you can
It's very.
make those
tricky,
things,
yeah.
effective.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
is
I
a
led
weird
public works there
situation.
because I was walking that day and saw it happening.
Yeah.
And I've already been part of all those conversations via email, so they knew what they were doing.
And we've
Right.
dealt with the owner of that building before on other things,
Mm.
including the frog habitat probably 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's an ongoing.
yeah.
They're not
it's an ongoing thing.
environmentalists.
Well, part of it is also, I believe, is they're built on a channel there, and so the complaint was that it's backing up into their building, into their property and stuff, but it's all illegal, so they're gonna
Yeah.
work on that. Yeah.
But thank you.
Well,
That's what
thank
we were.
you.
hoping to
Right,
get,
well,
was
thank you for
alignment.
coming.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it's
appreciate it.
important.
This
right,
is
Yeah.
exactly what we're here
Yeah.
for.
Cool.
And the sooner the better, right? No.
Oh,
Can't do anything
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
there it is. So if you scroll out, you can see that, oh, come on. The trail that goes around, so this is the part, and then
And what's the public part versus the private? I know.
it's all right now, since there was also this,
It's not even-
Yeah. Building there. Yeah, it's the channel.
Yeah.
with
It's Crocker all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your
There you
ears
go.
too,
Yeah.
because that says for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the garbage is, I do agree, the garbage is a problem. Lots of plastic bags, and it's hard to, even if you took a grabber, you can't reach over the fence to get them. So
well,
I
if
think,
it's on there, probably then it's just called code enforcement, and you just call code enforcement
oh, okay.
and say, this is,
we had that
this
problem at
is-
Frito
We
Lay.
had that, I was gonna say, we had that problem free away.
So people just need
clean
to
it
call
up.
code enforcement.
Yeah, well, then take a walk on this side
Yeah.
towards the back.
Mhm. Cool, and they'll just contact them. Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much
Yes,
for your
thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Appreciate
that.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And leave.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Thank you.
You're dismissed.
I'm just,
The bell rang.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for all the work you do.
Thank
They
you.
have one of your old flyers.
Okay.
I think I had enough, and so, thank you.
See you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
So now we're moving on to the public art master plan updates. Do you want to switch spots or just
And students too.
Okay. So I wanted to share with you updates to the web pages that are relative to public art. This was one of the things that was included in the master plan, was keeping this up to date and fresh.
You need to share your Zoom.
Oh.
So it records.
Go back then. Right, there we go. So here's the landing page for the Public Art Advisory Committee. And if you scroll to the bottom, we have the updated version of the public art implementation guidelines that was recently approved by City Council. So that's on there. And then off to the side here are projects that we're working on. So for example, here is the Artful Bench program. We have the RFP posted so that prospective applicants.
I saw it on the signboard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The full packet is here, so they can just click there. And then,
Have you received any? Yeah,
well, we just pushed it out last week, so I've not received any applications yet, but quite a handful of questions. So I'm gonna give a brief update
anyone
about
from
that too.
Brisbane? Oh, sorry.
Not yet. No, not yet.
Okay.
And then Public Art Master Plan, that page is up to date well. And we did the secondary version for easy to read color blindness. So
Yeah.
that is accessible too.
Okay.
And then finally, actually, I'm gonna, just right here, the committee had expressed through the master planning process that we would invite the public if they wanted to become public art ambassadors, that they could contact us and help with just creating more exposure within the community about projects that the committee is working on. So we have that there with linked to a form that they could fill out to express their interest. Goes to
Do we have a limit on how many ambassadors, or do we have like, would we ever? Do we have something that would, interviews or anything?
I think that would be more informal, and that as people came forward, we could identify opportunities for them to support the committee. We haven't had anybody express interest yet, but happy to bring those people forward as they become available.
Thanks.
And then the committee had expressed that we have online garden tour art. Hopefully it's here. We used a Google map to drop pins free, as committee expressed not wanting to pay at this time for a separate platform that could accomplish this. So I will navigate you through just some examples, but all those colored dots that you see are art, and some of them are hydrants.
Yeah. I like the icons.
Yeah. It's gonna
Like
take
the fish one is like the underwater
I love
hydrant.
that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes. So
Got it.
conveniently, I picked this one, Madison.
Ah,
Not on purpose, but that way it shows you a photo of the art.
okay, that one.
It shows you a brief description, the title or the name, and some historical information depending on what it is. And so you can navigate through, let's see, here's the one at the library. And then if you scroll down, you have some information about the artist. And then if you can click in further to see additional images.
I gotta update my hydrant.
Is it color coded? I'm sorry.
It's not specifically, they just have different colored icons to catch.
Because so most of
attention.
these are fire hydrants.
Most of them are fire hydrants, yeah,
I'm
but
just what the only reason I ask that is I'm
Mhm.
thinking when the benches come in, will they all start overlapping? Would there be a time where maybe the fire hydrants could be one color, benches another color?
So when you open this in Google, if you
Uh-huh.
go to the Google page versus just accessing it within the city's webpage, there are layers. So you can look at all the hydrants or all the public art, and we can add a separate one for all the benches.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're just layered on top of each other. So they are individual, they can be separated or they can be integrated. So here's our Firth Park art
Nice.
with a nod to the original artist there.
Nice.
And then if we go all the way over to Sierra Point, you can see, where am I here? You can see, oh, this one. No, sorry. There we go. So you can click in and view the images for that location as well. So there you go. Hi.
Wow, thank you.
Absolutely. So hopefully this will continue to be a living kind of portal that people could create art walks through town, or just anybody from the comfort of their home can access it and learn about Brisbane's art. So
Great.
that's
Thank
it.
you. Promote on social, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that we have it all updated and captured in there. So yeah, if ever you see it, if you're in there and you ever see anything that needs updating, please let me know, and we'll do our best to keep it fresh and relevant. And then just a quick, that's it for navigating here. So I'll stop the share. Just a quick updates on the other projects that are ongoing in the master plan. The stairway project is moving forward. The artists have been on site the last few weeks doing installation of the type 1 handrails and lighting. They're back this week working on the type 2 handrails. The mosaicist was out over the last couple weeks. She'll be back tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Working on installation of the first half. So it's coming along very quickly and it's beautiful. And so we're excited about it. We still think with the inclement weather that we're experiencing and the holiday breaks that we're hoping for January to complete install in January by January, or early part of January. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on the progress as that evolves. And then the bench project, the RFP was out, as you saw. We pushed it out to over 520 artists in our database. So some regional, some national, local. We also posted on various public art platforms. And I've been getting a slew of questions.
Which is great because
So-
it's reaching people.
Yeah.
Discussions, so.
Besides online, is there something that, for instance, that we can have that you can send that we can send out to people?
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
organizations? I'm just thinking of a lot of the nonprofit arts organizations in the city
Yeah,
that
that
I
would be
could
great.
easily send to for all of their art.
Yeah, send her the web
So,
or whatever.
yeah, I
don't
have
know.
like a kind of blurb, like
Yeah, whatever
brief
that is.
solicitation that just kind of
And
outlines
where
the
they go,
project and a link to the packet. Because
that's,
the packet itself is kind of a large file
Yeah.
PDF. You don't want to send
no,
that.
no, no.
But I can easily send you a blurb with the link so people can access for more information and feel free to blast that out
Okay.
to anybody. I think all of us would love to get some local artists involved on this one too. So,
Right.
yeah.
Cool, that's what I wanted
Yeah.
to know. Yeah. Thank you.
And the deadline for submissions is January 9th. And then you all will review the applicants at your meeting on January 19th.
Great.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Any other questions on the master plan? Okay. So we're on to deciding whether or not we're gonna skip next month's meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
To be consistent with the other advisory bodies.
Want to make a motion that we skip next month.
I'll make a motion to skip
Sunday.
December's meeting.
All right.
All those in favor?
That's 6.
Who is the
I have
second?
7 birthdays
Yeah.
between now and
That's insane.
mid-January,
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Plus the holidays.
plus the holidays.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to see council.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do anything.
So January,
It's very scary.
we'll pick back up in January.
January, sounds
Great.
great. All right.
Do we have a motion in a second? I had a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Oh, okay.
I said yes.
And then
Yes.
everybody voted
Oh, that's
yes.
fair, yeah. Just making
That
sure.
was the very loud yes.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay, and public comment, I hadn't received any written prior. And nobody is online. So other than those lovely ladies' public comment, I think we're good.
Okay, cool. All right. So do we want to set the date for our January meeting or?
Third Monday of.
Third Monday.
third
Is that a
Monday?
holiday or is that?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
January, February get a little tricky, don't they?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
19th is Martin Luther King and the
Yeah.
3rd, so do you want the 12th or the 20th?
Well, does the
Sure.
12th give you enough time? Because they're coming in the
Yes.
9th. We don't have enough time to look at those, so I
No.
would say the 26th.
Do January 26th?
That works better for me.
I don't know.
Oh, the 19th was my first day.
The 19th is your birthday? Fine, good, you had the day off.
See?
Oh, my goodness,
Oh,
January
that's
26th,
8 now.
February 16th is President's Day. I don't know if we want to look at February or we can decide that in January. We had the 9th or the 23rd, but we can decide maybe in January, depending on projects
Yeah,
and lead time on things and what else happens.
yeah.
Okay, and then we'll go back to our
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
third Monday.
Oh, it
Okay.
gets a little crazy at that time.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
So
See you
if there's nothing else. I
in
guess we are
January.
adjourned.
All right.
Thanks, you guys. Well, we
Nice
may
social
convene
event.
before then if we're gonna have our dedication.